Back at it again with another video here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. My name is Chase Sr. No matter where you are, how you're tuned in, thank you so much for making today's show a part of your day. It is a Sunday, July 27th. A couple of hours ago, I put out a video with another Niners training camp reaction, talked about the latest injury news for San Francisco. Be sure to check that video out. It's up on the channel. But as part of that show, we talked about Renardo and the hamstring injury that he suffered the other day in practice. It came in a practice where he had multiple pass breakups, and it was the best defensive day for the Niners up to that point in training camp, but he's not going to be back for a little while. Kyle Shanahan saying today after the practice session that he's most likely going to return around August 14th, ideally, and that's when the Niners will have some joint practices set up with the Las Vegas Raiders. But because the Niners suffered an injury to the cornerback position, and because they already had depth concerns at that position going into camp, the Niners worked out several corners after training camp today, and they have signed a corner in Eli Apple, a former first-round pick by the New York Giants in the NFL draft several years ago. Adam Schefter breaking that news just moments ago. So let's react to it here. Before we do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Regardless of where I am or what I'm doing, I'm talking Niners every single day here on this show. And whenever there's breaking news, whenever there's a juicy story, or if I just feel like talking about San Francisco, I'm doing it on this platform that is reaching millions of people every single month, and that's a big reason why we're north of 160,000 subscribers. So don't forget to lock us in and hit that subscribe button. So Adam Schefter breaking the news just moments ago that the Niners are signing cornerback Eli Apple to a one-year contract. And this is an interesting move for San Francisco because Apple is a pretty interesting player. He was selected 10th overall by the New York Giants all the way back in the 2016 NFL Draft. And while his career hasn't been what the Giants hoped it would be because they thought he was going to be a star, which is why they took him 10th overall, he has been around for a long time. He has played in a bunch of games, and he keeps landing jobs. He was with the Giants from 2016 through 2018. Then he was traded to the New Orleans Saints for a 4th-round pick during the 2018 season. He was with the Saints in 2018 and 2019. Signs with the Carolina Panthers. He's there in 2020. Then he played for the Bengals 2021-2022, Miami Dolphins in 2023, and then last year with the Los Angeles Chargers in 2024. When he was at Ohio State, he decided to declare for the NFL draft. He was one of the top corners in football. Really good high school player in Voorhees Township, New Jersey. He went to Eastern Regional, has pretty good size at the cornerback spot, 6'1", 203 pounds. In the pre-draft process coming out of Ohio State, where he solidified himself as one of the top corners in the nation, after he was a top 150 recruit per ESPN, the 11th prospect nationally. He ran a 4.4 flat 40-yard dash in the pre-draft. That was the fastest time among all DBs at the NFL Combine that year, and he threw up 13 reps to 225 in the bench press. So a strong player who runs really well. And right away, when he got drafted by the Giants, he was competing to be a starter for that defense when Ben McAdoo was the head coach. And his career got off to a solid start. As a rookie, like with a lot of rookies, there were some ups and downs, but he played 14 games, 11 starts. He had 7 pass breakups, 4 TFLs. He was making plays on the ball. He was making plays behind the line of scrimmage, and it looked as though the Giants were going to get a really solid player. And then things started to go a little bit sideways. He became very outspoken. He lost his confidence with the Giants. His mom has always been very vocal on social media. In year 2, he struggled a bit, but the production still wasn't that bad. 11 games, 7 starts, and he had 8 pass breakups. In 2018, he gets traded to the New Orleans Saints, and his collective numbers that year weren't awful. 15 games, 15 starts, split between the Saints and the Giants. He had 14 pass breakups, a really solid number. But throughout his career, he has just struggled to stay with the team for a long time. He's become a player where if a team has a need at the cornerback spot, Usually, they end up signing Eli Apple. So he's going to compete to make this team. I imagine Robert Saleh had some say in this move. And at the very least, whether he's good or not, he's going to bring a lot of experience to this Niners cornerback room, which going into camp, without any injuries having taken place, there were some depth concerns at that position. Apple has played in more than 100 games, 102 to be exact, and he has started 82 of them. His most recent experience as far as starting a lot of games came with Cincinnati in 2021 and in 2022, where he played 16 games in 2021 with 15 starts and 15 games in 2022 with 15 starts. And last year with the Chargers, he only ended up playing in 4 games. So I do want to take a look at his Pro Football Focus numbers from his most recent season where he started a lot of games, and that came, as I mentioned, in 2022. That year, he had an overall PFF grade of 52.9, pass rush grade of 64.3. Again, he can make plays around the line of scrimmage, and a coverage grade of 53.5. He has been a steady producer as far as pass breakup numbers, but the last year where he played a lot, he had 8 pass breakups. That was 19th in the NFL. He has had some lapses in coverage. He has had a lot of ups and downs. He has been a very inconsistent Jekyll and Hyde player. But again, the big constant here for Eli Apple, the ability to read and react in that secondary, and at the very least come through with some pass breakups. Now, the current situation at the cornerback spot for San Francisco, Deommodore Lenoir is their corner 1. But what are the Niners going to do with him? He is an elite slot corner. He is very good on the outside. But you just don't have a lot of depth at the outside corner spot. So I think it makes a lot of sense to play Demo on the outside. He's their best corner on the roster. And then Renardo Green is definitely an outside guy. And he was having an awesome training camp practice before pulling that hamstring issue. But as I record this show on July 27th, he's not going to be back for 2.5 weeks. So it becomes a body game at this point. Trey Brown is a player who the Niners signed this offseason, former 4th-round pick by the Seahawks out of Oklahoma. He's primarily played outside, but the Niners have used him inside. Upton Stout, the 3rd-round pick out of Western Kentucky, who is smaller, is a slot guy. He's not an outside guy, but he has started to get a lot of first-team reps, and he gives you physicality for his size, the ability to play the run, ability to make plays on the football, and he can give you sticky coverage, 4.4 speed. A player who has been a breakout player so far in camp has been UDFA corner Jacob Robinson. It seems as though every single day that the Niners have practiced, he's had a pass breakup. Today in practice, he had a pass breakup in the end zone on a pass intended for Ricky Pearsall. That's Jacob Robinson, a UDFA, who got signed after a career with Utah State and BYU, matched up against the Niners' 1st-round pick from the 2024 NFL Draft. And he has really popped on the Niners' radar as a corner who just has really good ball skills. The Niners obviously value corners who have ball skills, but from an experience standpoint, just doesn't have a lot of experience. But that is a player who needs to be remembered as a player who, once the pads come on Monday, can he continue to play the way that he's been playing for an opportunity to crack the 53-man roster, and training camp evaluations and preseason evaluations are going to ramp up here over the next few weeks. Can Jacob Robinson continue on this ascent? Dallas Flowers is a player who is starting to get some more snaps with Renardo Green out. Of note, he was beat by Isaiah Nair, but one of 3 defenders beat by Isaiah Nair on that long ball from Mac Jones in practice a couple of days ago, which up to this point has been the highlight of Niners training camp. Eli Apple has mostly been an outside corner guy. What I would have done if I was San Francisco, look, if you have a need at this position, sign Asante Samuel Jr. I know he had the neck surgery this offseason. He only played 4 games last year because of that shoulder injury. He's had a lot of stinger symptoms, which is why he underwent that surgery. But that is a player who is better than an Eli Apple. And if you think that you have a need at that cornerback spot, that's a player that makes sense. But in signing Eli Apple, like, he's going to have a chance to make this 53. Now, when you sign a player like Eli Apple, he comes with a little bit of baggage because he's been outspoken. A lot of people have made fun of him on social media. He's become meme-worthy. But Robert Saleh clearly saying, hey, the guy can play. Let's see what he can do. And I'm not positive if he was one of the players who worked out for San Francisco today among all of those other corners. But clearly the Niners, by making this move, have said, we have a need at the cornerback spot. It's time to evaluate that player. So Eli Apple, and make an addition there, obviously. Eli Apple signing with the Niners on that 1-year deal. Just wanted to pass along some insight on him. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. When the Niners make a move, I'm always talking about it. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And shoot, if we have to do a third show today, we'll do it live. And we'll rip a third show. Back in the studio tomorrow. Pads come on. Can't wait for that. Thanks for watching. Catch you soon. Eli Apple to the Niners. How many times have I said that? I don't know, but you get the point. See ya.